I'm Professor Carolyn Evans, and I'm delighted to be with you today in my role as Chair of Universities Australia. This event, and everyone taking part, is on the lands of many traditional custodians across Australia. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and of course to our many talented Indigenous teachers. Today is a chance to celebrate the people who teach at our universities and the difference they make in the lives of their students every single day. Universities exist in part because of the transformative difference that great university teaching can make to students, employers, and our nation. That is what the Australia Awards for University Teaching are all about, recognising outstanding teachers and teaching teams from right across the country. They celebrate people at every stage of their careers, from those just starting out to those who've spent decades sharing knowledge, encouraging curiosity, and backing their students to succeed. University teachers really do matter, both the leaders we celebrate today, but also the tens of thousands who are the backbone of our sector. Nearly 1.5 million students are studying at our universities right now, and each of them has put their trust in the teacher standing in front of them, guiding them, challenging them to think differently about the world. The work our teachers do changes lives. It helps people find their direction, build confidence, and prepare for careers that shape not just their own futures, but Australia's future as well. Creates critical thinkers, informed and ethical professionals, robust participants in our democracy, and curious minds who will expand our knowledge even further. So today is about saying thank you. Thank you for the care, the commitment, the expertise, and the passion that you bring to your teaching. It doesn't go unnoticed, and it makes an enormous difference. Congratulations to all the 2025 winners. We are proud of you and we're grateful to you for what you do. I really hope you enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Professor Carol Evans, and a warm welcome to everyone joining us today to celebrate the announcement of the 2025 Australian Awards for University Teaching. I'm Professor Angela Carbone, the Associate Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Learning, Teaching and Quality in the STEM College at RMIT University, and I'm honoured to serve as the Director of the Australian Awards for University Teaching since 2018. This year, we received a total of 126 submissions across all award categories, including 100 for citations, 14 for program awards, and 12 for teaching awards. Additionally, there were 11 nominations for the Esteemed Career Achievement Award. Each submission underwent a comprehensive multi-stage assessment process at both the institutional and awards level. Submissions were carefully reviewed by our assessors, awards committee, and the Universities Australia Board, who made the final decisions. Our assessment process involved 3 stages. Stage 1, the individual assessment stage. 128 dedicated assessors independently reviewed each submission against a set of defined criteria. Stage 2 was the collaborative assessment stage. 43 teams of assessors met virtually to collectively shortlist submissions and calibrate their evaluations through discussions. Finally, in Stage 3, the committee's review. The awards committee carefully reviewed the assessors' recommendations, confirming or adjusting them before forwarding the final list to the Universities Australia Board of Directors for approval. A heartfelt thank you to every assessor for your time, dedication, and thoughtful contributions during this process. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The award committee chairs will announce the recipients of the 2025 AAUT in the following categories: Citation Awards, Program Awards, Teaching Awards, and the Career Achievement Award. I'll return later to announce this year's Australian University Teacher of the Year.
Thank you, Angela. Hello, I'm Professor Jessica Vanderlelie, Chair of the Citation Awards Committee. I'm delighted to be here today to announce the recipients of the Citation Awards for 2025. The Citation Awards recognise and reward the diverse contributions made by individuals and teams to the quality of student learning in higher education. I'm pleased to share that we have 60 Citation Award recipients this year, and the committee were impressed by the thoughtful and innovative ways in which these educators were improving student learning and embracing artificial intelligence. I will present the recipients grouped by state, starting with National, Australian Catholic University, the University of Notre Dame, Australia. Australian Capital Territory, the University of Canberra. New South Wales, Charles Sturt University, Macquarie University, Southern Cross University, the University of Newcastle, the University of Sydney, the University of Technology, Sydney, University of Wollongong, UNSW, Sydney, and Western Sydney University. The Northern Territory, Charles Darwin University. Our recipients from Queensland, Griffith University, Queensland University of Technology, the University of Queensland, the University of the Sunshine Coast. From South Australia, Flinders University, the University of Adelaide, University of South Australia. Our recipients from Victoria, Deakin University, La Trobe University, Monash University, RMIT University, Swinburne University of Technology, the University of Melbourne, and Miss Ellie White from the University of Melbourne was also awarded the Neville Bonner Award for Indigenous Education. Finally, our recipients from Western Australia, Edith Cowan University and Murdoch University. Please join me in congratulating all the recipients of the Citation Awards for 2025. Your contributions are truly inspiring and we appreciate your outstanding efforts. And now I am very pleased to hand over to Professor Readman, who will announce the Program Award recipients.
Thank you, Jessica. Hello, I'm Professor Kylie Readman, Chair of the Program Awards Committee. It's my pleasure to announce the recipients of the 2025 awards for programs that enhance learning. The Program Awards recognise learning and teaching programs and services that enhance educational outcomes and improve the quality of student experience in Australian higher education. This year, 3 Program Awards will be presented. The recipients are APS First Nations Graduate Certificate of Management Program, Australian National University. The Australian Public Service, APS, First Nations Graduate Certificate of Management Program, in partnership with the National Indigenous Australians Agency, is a multi-award-winning and bespoke management training program for Indigenous APS employees. It successfully addresses the lack of past educational opportunities, contributing to the underrepresentation of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander employees in the APS leadership roles. Collaborating with the NIAA, the team from the ANU College of Business and Economics has co-designed a program acclaimed for its academic rigour, cultural integrity, and well-rounded support mechanisms, leading to profound impact on the participants and the wider APS. Since 2021, the program has witnessed participants Australia-wide, many without previous university experience, grow their subject knowledge, self-awareness and self-confidence, critical thinking and leadership skills to overcome career obstacles. Recognised for its life-changing impact, the program has attracted the participation of 12 sponsoring APS organisations, with alumni now working across 16 agencies and departments in the APS alone. Graduates have reported significant career adaptability and major successes in job promotions and further postgraduate studies. Next, a program award goes to Object-Based Learning Program, Chow Chak Wing Museum at the University of Sydney. The OBL program at the Chow Chak Wing Museum, University of Sydney, is an innovative academic partnership that positions students at the centre of their learning journey. Curators design and deliver bespoke museum workshops, embedding collection items and OBL pedagogy into the units of study and co-curricular activities. Each workshop is carefully tailored to positively impact student learning and engagement. Using the museum collection, students are empowered to explore the ideas, concepts and skill sets related to their specific learning outcomes. The success of the program is grounded in prioritising student-centred learning that is experiential and participatory, reaching across all areas of the university and all levels of study. This program is unique for prioritising hands-on engagement with multidisciplinary collections, offering students a meaningful opportunity to critically and creatively engage with primary source material and one another. Lastly, the award is presented to Monash University Virtual Physiology Laboratories platform. Breaking barriers, the Monash Virtual Physiology Laboratories are transforming delivery of physiology globally. The team has designed and built an innovative suite of open access resources to solve the constraints of distance and unlock a diversity of experiments otherwise inaccessible to students who cannot access physical labs. It has also enabled the development of blended, a mix of virtual and physical laboratory models that allow direct experiential learning under conditions that model real-life experiments. The blended labs are embedded across 7 Monash University Health Sciences degree programs, which has led to enhanced student engagement and learning, reducing costs and animal use, and making experiential learning scalable to diverse class sizes. They've been embraced globally in the tertiary sector, being used by over 400,000 students and educators across 166 countries in the last year, including when educators are unable to offer students in-lab experiences. The positive educational impacts of the Monash Virtual Physiology Laboratories are recognised in research publications, teaching awards and global uptake. Congratulations to our program award winners and thank you for your exceptional contributions to advancing learning and teaching. And now I'll hand over to Professor Lee to announce the Teaching Award recipients.
Thank you, Kylie. Hello, I'm Professor Nicolette Lee, Chair of the Teaching Awards Committee. The Teaching Awards honour some of the nation's most exceptional university teachers, recognising their significant contributions to enhancing the quality of learning and teaching in Australian higher education. It is my pleasure to present these outstanding educators. This year, I'm delighted to announce that we have 7 recipients of the 2025 Awards for Teaching Excellence. They are Professor Michelle Spencer and Professor Oliver Jones from RMIT University. Michelle and Oliver are experienced chemistry educators with over 50 years of combined expertise. They have pioneered a student-centred partnership model for co-creating educational tools. Their approach integrates technology innovation, cross-disciplinarity, collaboration, students as partners in education, and industry-partnered learning. The model has received national and international recognition through awards, grants, conference presentations and publications. Dr. Samuel Cunningham from Queensland University of Technology Sam has led impactful technology-enhanced initiatives that have strengthened the student experience at QUT and influenced practice across higher education. His work focuses on 3 key areas: improving student success in first-year engineering, reforming institutional evaluation processes, and building the capability of Australian engineering educators. As first-year experience coordinator for engineering, Sam's work across curriculum and policy has resulted in improved engagement and reduced attrition. Sam's contributions have been widely shared through conferences, journal articles, and grant reports. In recognition of his impact, he has received institutional and national awards, fellowships, and prizes. Dr. Rocco Cavalieri, Western Sydney University. Rocco is committed to cultivating learning environments for physiotherapy students that stretch and engage them intellectually, while fostering equity, support, and lasting confidence. To achieve this, he has led initiatives that harness technology innovation, grounded in problem-based learning and simulations. The incorporation of AI patient models and simulations has transformed student experience and preparation for professional practice. These and other innovations have not only reshaped physiotherapy education at the university, but have also been adopted across allied health programs nationally. Associate Professor Roma Forbes from the University of Queensland. Roma is a health education leader whose work draws on an intercultural perspective to reimagine belonging and success in health education, an approach grounded in the strength of people, depth of relationships, and a reciprocal commitment to community. Roma's innovations disrupt traditional norms by challenging narrow definitions of student readiness and reframing how student contributions are valued. Her focus on relational strength has led widespread adoption of community-centered practices, and her work is reflected in over 100 educational studies and guidelines, shaping the education of thousands worldwide. Professor Jason Lodge from the University of Queensland. Jason is transforming education by tackling the critical challenge of how we teach and assess in the AI context. His work emphasises human connection through an evidence-informed relational pedagogy, integrating learning sciences research with authentic care for diverse cohorts of students as individuals. In his classroom, this approach manifests through innovative curriculum and assessment design, the use of learning analytics for personal check-ins, and the development of personalised support modules that have helped hundreds of students achieve learning outcomes. Over 2 decades, Jason has directly taught over 8,000 students, earning national teaching awards in both psychology and teacher education. His leadership in national and international initiatives on learning, AI, and assessment guides practices across Australian universities and beyond, demonstrating the power of human-centred learning. Dr. Claire Hansen from Australian National University. Claire is a nationally recognised educator, specialising in Shakespeare studies and environmental humanities, with an international track record in pedagogical scholarship. With a decade of teaching experience, Claire leverages the teaching research nexus to develop innovative, exciting, and engaging teaching experiences for English students. Her research-led teaching incorporates creative methods and assessment design to provide transformative education that exemplifies the value of literary studies beyond the university. Since receiving an AAUT citation in 2021, she has published field-leading scholarship on place-based approaches to teaching Shakespeare and developed partnerships that have influenced student engagement with the field nationally. And finally, Dr. Linda Chevalier from the University of Queensland. Drawing on over 20 years of higher education experience, Linda has developed a highly participatory and authentic teaching model that draws on her deep understanding of the field. She uses her classroom as a living laboratory where students develop and practice essential skills for listening, collaboration, and delivering effective community-centered change. Her approach supports students to make the transition from social analysis and theory to practice, while expanding their understanding of individual and collective experience. Linda's approach has not only resulted in transformational student experiences, it has been highly influential at both institutional and national levels and has been recognised through multiple awards, national and international speaking engagements. Please join me in congratulating all the recipients of this year's Teaching Awards. And now I'll hand over to Professor Sally Kift to announce the Career Achievement Award.
Thank you, Nikki. Hello, I'm Professor Sally Kift. As recipient of the Career Achievement Award in 2017, I have the immense privilege of chairing the Career Achievement Award Committee alongside Professor Angela Carbone, Emeritus Professor Denise Chalmers, and Universities Australia's Dr. Dee Halil. It is my pleasure to announce the recipient of this year's Career Achievement Award. The award recognises an individual who has made an outstanding contribution to learning and teaching. It celebrates those whose significant and enduring achievements have had a profound impact on Australian higher education. The recipient must also have dedicated at least 25 years of service to the field. For 2025, the award goes to Emeritus Professor Geoffrey Crisp, nominated by the Adelaide University, previously University of Adelaide. Emeritus Professor Geoffrey Crisp is a distinguished leader in Australian higher education who has held senior roles such as Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic and Pro-Vice-Chancellor Education across several universities, and leadership roles also in peak professional bodies such as HERDSA, ISOTL, CADAD and ASCOLITE. He has provided strategic thinking and leadership in a wide range of learning and teaching, student experience and academic development areas, including online education, assessment and the peer review of teaching. He's a sought-after speaker, delivering workshops and academic development sessions at most Australian universities and many internationally. Professor Crisp's achievements are recognised through 2 Australian Learning and Teaching Council fellowships, his Principal Fellowship of the Higher Education Academy, and fellowships awarded by both HERDSA and ASCOLITE. Indeed, Geoff has been president of HERDSA, chaired numerous conference organising committees, and presented at over 60 learning and teaching conferences, including 18 invited or keynote addresses and more than 30 workshops on assessment and peer review of teaching. With an impressive citations record, he has long influenced how institutions and academics approach learning, teaching, assessment and peer review. One of Geoff's particularly substantial and lasting legacies has been his transforming assessment website, which has become a major resource for academics nationally and internationally, promoting and supporting the rethinking of assessment in a digital world. Transforming Assessment, with its 16 years of webinars series, is a significant community of practice and has influenced assessment practice in universities for the better. Geoff has also worked on high-stakes peer review of teaching, now widely used across Australian universities and adapted to suit local circumstances. This work has demonstrated that peer review for self-improvement must be complemented by rigorous processes for summative review of educational practices, incorporated into university decision-making, including academic promotion. Those who know and have worked with Geoff over his long and distinguished career particularly commend his generous giving back and paying it forward approach, which has empowered numerous colleagues and provided opportunities for many voices to be heard and amplified on the fundamental issues which continue to exercise our sector, those of assessment, online education, peer review of teaching, and student engagement. Join with me in congratulating Emeritus Professor Geoffrey Crisp, the 2025 AAUT Career Achievement Awardee. And now, back to Professor Angela Carbone.
Thank you, Jessica, Kylie, Nicolette and Sally, and congratulations to our award recipients. It is now my privilege to announce the recipient of the 2025 Australian University Teacher of the Year Award. I'm delighted to reveal that this year's honour goes to Associate Professor Roma Forbes from the University of Queensland. Congratulations, Roma. To celebrate her achievement, let's watch a brief short video from the 2025 Australian Teacher of the Year.
My name's Roma Forbes. I'm a teaching-focused senior lecturer in physiotherapy in the School of Health and Rehab Sciences. I've been teaching into our health professional programs here at UQ since 2010. There's a well-known phrase in Te Ao Māori that is, he aha te mea nui te hau, he tangata, he tangata. And in English, this means, what is the most important thing? It's the people, our people. And I think this is so relevant to what we do as teachers and as health professionals. People are central to what we do. I feel really privileged to be able to have a really small influence on the future of our health professionals, both here at UQ and abroad. Our students are the future leaders of our health professions. And for them to be able to step into the space, we need to provide ample opportunities for them to explore, understand, and really celebrate the immense impact that they can have on others. And they need to do this within collaborative communities of other students, but also alongside really committed and compassionate clinical partners. For students to really see the impact they can have on others, we need to be able to let them create their own narratives, tell their own stories, and provide experiences in and out of the classroom that allow them to reflect on and celebrate who they are becoming as health professionals.
Roma's teaching and mentoring is such a personable approach. She takes into account what works for you individually as a student and not just a blanket approach. I was quite anxious and I struggled to find my feet for a while, but with Roma's support and her course being so easy to follow, it didn't seem as scary anymore. Our whole cohort continues to talk about Roma and her course. We can't praise her enough.
Roma has a clear understanding of the student experience. By encouraging collective class discussions and providing individualised feedback on clinical case scenarios, she creates an engaging and empathetic learning environment. Her door is always open for a chat if you need. Roma prepares her students for success beyond the university and into the clinical world.
Roma is at the forefront of what the industry is doing. She makes a sustained and concerted effort to collaborate with others to make teaching more effective, but also strengthening our profession. Much of this collaboration is exploring how we can do things better as both physiotherapy educators, but also as the wider profession.
Roma really understands the important gap between the university and clinical practice and leads by example in understanding the space both in research and practice. Roma works closely with our programs and research teams on the national and international scale. This leadership spans teaching and educational research and really shines the light on how we can strengthen our profession and the careers of our graduates have.
And that brings our virtual awards ceremony to a close. Congratulations once again to all the recipients of the 2025 Australian Awards for University Teaching. A special heartfelt thank you to our awards committee chairs and members and the 128 assessors and my team. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of this year's winners. If you'd like more information about applying for the 2026 AAUT program, please visit the Universities Australia website. See you all next year.